Are you part of a nonprofit organization, a youth group looking to raise cash for your cause? Stay tuned at the end of this video to learn how you can bring the action and excitement of the Millennium Wrestling Federation to your town live, featuring the superstars and legends of yesterday, today, and tomorrow.
Join WWE and Mattel's efforts in helping the Make-A-Wish Foundation by purchasing this special edition John Cena action figure exclusively at Toys R Us. This WWE Celebrates the Heroes figure was designed by Make-A-Wish child Alex, who had his own wish granted by John Cena. Proceeds from this figure will benefit Make-A-Wish in granting wishes to kids around the globe. The John Cena Make-A-Wish action figure will be available exclusively at Toys R Us stores nationwide beginning August 15th, and you can pre-order yours now at toysrus.com.
This is Mick Foley.
This is Harley Race.
This is Shelton Benjamin.
This is Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff.
This is the Monster Abyss.
And this is Daniel Bryan.
This is JBL, and you're watching the MWF.
Be there, live.
Wrestling fans from around the corner and around the world, welcome to another installment of Wrestling Insiders from MWF Studios just north of Boston in downtown Melrose, Mass. in the zip code of champions 02176.
Let's preview the 30th WWE SummerSlam this Sunday night, August the 20th, emanating from the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York for the third consecutive year. A limited amount of high-priced tickets remain to SummerSlam. Visit WWE.com for complete event information if you still want to be part of the biggest party of the summer live. If you don't currently subscribe to WWE Network, use our link below to get 30 days absolutely free. That includes both SummerSlam and NXT TakeOver live this weekend, along with all the other great features that WWE Network offers. On the SummerSlam kickoff show, the Hardy Boys and Jason Jordan take on WWE Intercontinental Champion The Miz, Bo Dallas, and Curtis Axel. This is a rematch from Raw this past week in Boston, which makes little sense, as why wouldn't WWE just shoot the angle between these six and save the first match for the pay-per-view? First-time meetings should always take place on the big events. The Hardys were originally slated to face the Revival and Gallows and Anderson, but plans changed when Scott Dawson went down to injury. Hardys will get a monster reaction in their return to Brooklyn. I don't think the fans will be as kind to Jason Jordan, who's stuck in no man's land with a gimmick that no one believes in, and no one wants to see. Presenting him as Kurt Angle's long-lost son would be like dumping him in the ocean with a 100-pound weight wrapped around his leg and asking him to swim. I believe Jordan has main event potential in WWE. I've been saying as much for a couple of years now, going back to when he was in NXT, but while he has the look, the size, the charisma that WWE looks, it also takes continued improvement in the ring, and even with all that, it takes good creative. The creative is not good at all at the moment. Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel have moved up the ladder, being associated with The Miz, showing that hard work pays off. It would make sense here to have Jason Jordan pin The Miz to build to an Intercontinental title match. Also on the kickoff show, it's another rematch from Raw as the new WWE Cruiserweight Champion Akira Tozawa defends against the former champion Neville. Tozawa won the title from Neville on Raw this past week. Would the title change have played out better here or on 205 Live itself? If the match was going to be featured on SummerSlam, maybe, but the most number of eyes that are going to see the Cruiserweights right now are going to be on Raw, not the kickoff show. And I'll say this, the match got a hell of a reaction in Boston. Tozawa has really become a fun part of the show, having Titus O'Neil act as his agent. The problem Tozawa will run into is that other than Neville, what serious title challenges are there going to be for him? You could call the weekly TV show almost 205 Unalive, as fans are mostly indifferent towards it. They're not excited or going out of their way to watch it on WWE Network. I hate short title reigns, but it would make sense for Neville to get the championship back sooner than later, as his work has been excellent, and I always believe there's more interest in a heel champion having babyface challengers chase him. In what could be a kickoff show stealer, SmackDown Tag Team Champions The New Day defend against the Usos as the teams meet for the third straight pay-per-view. I think their great match at Battleground was off the charts. Would like to have seen WWE come back with these two teams on the SummerSlam pay-per-view itself in some sort of a stipulation match. New Day won the titles only a month ago at Battleground in Philadelphia. The two teams' chemistry is off the charts. I'd like to see much more between the two. If I'm writing this, I wouldn't want the Usos losing, as their work and their promos have been excellent lately. Their new theme song really adds a lot to them, and I think that's something fans don't look at enough. And why play hot potato with the belts unless there's a bigger plan going forward for these two teams? In a match where Enzo Amore will be hung above the ring in a shark cage, Big Show battles Big Cass. An angle was shot on Raw this week where Gallows and Anderson assisted Cass in injuring Big Show's hand. I'm surprised WWE is going back to the shark cage stipulation on an undercard match this soon, where they just used it this past January at the Royal Rumble. Cass has the look and the size WWE wants in a main eventer, but present day, he could be in better shape. His mic skills aren't at main event level yet, and still looks green in singles matches. Cass and Enzo worked great together as a team as it hid their individual flaws. If I was using the Dan Marotti magic pencil, I would have Cass crush Big Show in short order to continue Cass's big push. I would also find a way to reunite Enzo with Cass as a heel manager, as his promo work just isn't there yet, and Enzo's ability is fantastic. SmackDown Women's Champion Naomi defends against Natalya. I was literally shocked when I saw WWE taking out individual advertisements for this match. I like both ladies. I think Road Dogg and the SmackDown crew has done a great job at getting Naomi over the past 6 months or so with her unique look and charisma. At the same time, there's zero interest in this match, as WWE can easily tell when they put the women's matches out at live arenas by the number of fans that get up to go to the bathroom, or to get something to eat, or to go buy merchandise. Carmella teased cashing in her briefcase on SmackDown this week, where Baron Corbin did the same thing on SmackDown as well. I don't see the need to rush it. I don't think it really helps or hurts the cause either way. Naomi only has the 3 heels to work with right now. But it could be time to pull that trigger and get a little buzz going into the new fall season. Raw Women's Champion Alexa Bliss defends against Sasha Banks, who replaces the injured Bayley. This lady's match has a little more star power to it than the SmackDown was. Alexa's work has been fantastic. I see her being a long-term superstar for WWE. The lovely Sasha Banks goes out and works as hard as the guys. I have noticed at recent TV tapings that the fans have been hard on her and many of the ladies. I continue to believe WWE is over-pushing the women. And at some point, a tough crowd like in Brooklyn, Philadelphia, Chicago, or Toronto is going to turn on them something severe, which will encourage fans in other cities at live Raws to quote-unquote be cool and do the same thing, similar to what happened to John Cena in 2005 and what we already see with Roman Reigns each week. In this match, I would absolutely have Bliss retain the title. In a fresh matchup, Randy Orton battles Rusev, both men coming off big singles losses at Battleground. Was surprised that Orton didn't wind up with Great Khali, at least for one pay-per-view, where he came out of nowhere to cost Orton his chance to win the title back in the Punjabi prison with Jinder Mahal. The Lana-less Rusev had a strong series of matches with John Cena. Rusev is legit in the squared circle. It's always easy for WWE to heat him up with his gimmick. To me, it only makes sense to have Orton go over clean with the RKO at SummerSlam, unless there's more to come with these two. In what could have and should have been the first time meeting, Demon Finn Balor faces Bray Wyatt. Instead of saving their first match for SummerSlam, they wasted it on Raw this week in Boston, having Bray Wyatt awake the Demon by dumping a bucket of fake blood on him. Groan. Rolled my eyes at that as I enjoyed their backstage physical altercation earlier in the show a great deal. I like both of these competitors very much. Both could use the win, to be honest. Wyatt is coming off of his feud with Seth Rollins. Balor and his feud that went nowhere with Elias Sampson. I think the winner here will be decided based upon whoever leaves SummerSlam as the Universal Champion. In a tag team match that has the potential to be extremely special, the Raw Tag Team Champions Cesaro and Sheamus defend against Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose. I watched Rollins and Ambrose team together last Saturday and Sunday nights in Augusta, Maine and Worcester, Massachusetts. Then was in Raw Live for Raw this week for their official reunion. Let me tell you, the fans are ready for this. The fans want this, and WWE is going to be able to print money once they give them the Shield reunion. WWE has the opportunity to make fans happy. to give them a very special, memorable moment at SummerSlam this year. Hopefully it won't end in a countout or a disqualification or some kind of non-pinfall finish to extend the feud and hold off on the title change. When you have magic in the air like this, you have to go for it. WWE will not regret it if they put the titles on Rollins and Ambrose Sunday night at SummerSlam. United States Champion AJ Styles battles Kevin Owens with Shane McMahon as the guest referee. I like the involvement of Shane here. It adds another layer to what should be an excellent matchup. The title is flip-flopped of late. I'd expect to see AJ retain the title and see some sort of an angle shot where Owens moves on to feud with Shane McMahon, as was speculated might have actually been a match at SummerSlam this year. I'd like to see them hold off until Survivor Series with Owens and Shane McMahon if possible. I think that would be a nice attraction where WWE is really looking to boost Survivor Series as one of the big four pay-per-views that's going to have 4-day pay-per-view weekends in the host city. John Cena and Baron Corbin collide in the biggest match of Baron Corbin's career. Corbin unsuccessfully cashed in his Money in the Bank briefcase this past Tuesday on SmackDown Live. Corbin needs the win, but at the same time, John Cena just took a pinfall loss to Shinsuke Nakamura. Nikki Bella has hinted on social media she'll be sitting in the front row for this match. I'd love to see her get involved and accidentally get injured by either Cena or Corbin at ringside, leading to Corbin getting a cheap heel win to really build him up, make him look like a scumbag, get him over as a heel, and lead to more storyline between the two down the road. However, with that said, Cena is slated to appear on the Raw brand No Mercy pay-per-view September the 24th in Los Angeles, which would make you think that the free agent is going to be appearing on Raw in September. I like the idea of free agency. I did a big video on that. But the problem is, in any major league sport, the free agency ends at some point. It just doesn't go on forever. You know, John Cena should be forced to pick Raw, SmackDown, maybe even NXT. If he could lose some weight, maybe 205 Live, you know. I like the realism of free agency, but again, WWE creates something and it doesn't know how to end it. It doesn't have the last chapter in the story written, so to speak, and that's a problem. I'd like Cena to have a final destination. WWE World Champion Jinder Mahal defends the title against Shinsuke Nakamura again. Nakamura won an outstanding number one contenders match against John Cena to earn the championship opportunity. Nakamura's entrance and song is so over. He has great charisma. The fans like him. And then I saw him confront Mahal on SmackDown this week live in the building in Providence, and I absolutely could not understand anything he was saying. And that's a problem. If Nakamura would be given the title to run with, his heel opponents at this point would be Mahal, Corbin, Owens, and Rusev. Just doesn't feel right to me right now. I wouldn't change the world title just to change it. As unexpected as Jinder Mahal has been as the WWE World Champion, he's been solid with it. I'd let him hold on to it. And in a must-see, big-time pay-per-view main event, WWE Universal Champion Brock Lesnar defends against Roman Reigns, Samoa Joe, and Braun Strowman in a fatal four-way match where Lesnar and Paul Heyman claim they will leave WWE if Lesnar loses the title, a playoff of the rumors that Lesnar wants to return to UFC for another match much sooner than later. Keep in mind, Lesnar is advertised to compete at WWE No Mercy next month in Los Angeles, along with several other live dates through the end of September. WWE has hit a home run here. Great angle. They've played it out well. Lesnar's work with Samoa Joe has been excellent. Roman Reigns has been selling his ass off to help Strowman get over as a legit, scary main event monster. When it's time for Brock Lesnar to lose that title, to me, you don't do it in a four-way matchup to have the loss lose its value. Have him lose it clean in the middle in a singles match. Anything else makes it a cheap win for the new champion. I like Brock Lesnar as champion. I like that he isn't around each and every week to get stale and boring. If I had the magic pencil, I'd have Lesnar win at SummerSlam and hold it until having him drop the title in a singles match at WrestleMania. Lesnar's contract expires the night after WrestleMania, but if he's going to stick around, if he signs another contract long term, who even says Lesnar has to drop it at WrestleMania 34 in New Orleans this April? There you have it, fans. SummerSlam 2017. Give me some feedback. What are you looking forward to? Who are the big winners going to be? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. The Millennium Wrestling Federation's 15th anniversary tour begins this fall and rolls into 2017 throughout New England, down the East Coast, and into the Carolinas. If your nonprofit organization is looking for an interactive, turnkey experience while putting the fun into fundraising, you've met the perfect tag team partner. MWF offers a variety of packages for groups of almost any size, from our live events at the Boston Garden, the Kowloon Entertainment Dining Complex, and the legendary Suffolk Downs, to high school gyms and function halls. We've presented live events everywhere. Since 2001, the MWF's mission has been simple: keep the kids off the streets. Under the leadership of President Dr. David Reese, we bring the superstars of yesterday, today, and tomorrow to your town, not for a quote-unquote wrestling show, but an event that features action-packed in-ring wrestling, autograph and pose photo opportunities, question and answer sessions, and much more. It is the best of sports and entertainment. The week of your event, we can add on to the endeavor with anti-bullying campaigns, library meet and reads, youth sport concussion seminars, and more. Our live events are fit for fans of every age, from 5 to 95. This fall, as part of our new Kids Club program, we offer live event experiences exclusively for the youngest of fans. On the flip side, we can also produce a tailor-made event for fans of an older demographic as well. We work with you every single step of the way to get the word out to fans near and far, on our local television offerings, and to over 50,000 fans and growing on our social media platform. Your success is our success. If your group has had enough of boring candy bar and wrapping paper sales and has the energy to team with our passionate fan base, bringing the MWF experience to your community is the answer to put smiles on faces while raising cash for your cause. Contact us today to get the ball rolling for your custom-made event that you want to bring back year after year. Don't just take it from us. Here are folks we've teamed with in the past.